Good morning. It's Monday morning, and today we start with Matthew 18, verses 21 and 22. And then Peter came up and said to Jesus, "Lord, how often will my brother sin against me and I forgive him? As many as 7 times?" And Jesus said to him, "I do not say to you 7 times, but 77 times." Peter thinks he's being gracious and magnanimous, 7 times, shall I forgive my brother that many times for doing the same stupid thing? And Jesus says, no, 77 times. And some texts say 70 times 7, so that would be 490 times, right? I don't think that we're supposed to get lost in the arithmetic. I think Jesus' point is that we just keep forgiving people until they stop doing the thing they were doing. We don't give them 3 chances or 2 chances or, whatever, and hold it against them. We forgive. We let it go. Now, God forgives us endlessly, of course, and so we're supposed to remember that. And the next verses are going to tell a story about that, a parable, which we'll look at over the next day or two. But God forgives us without end, without any stopping or telling us that your time is coming, your time is almost up, you better behave. God doesn't do any of that. God loves us and forgives us, period, endlessly, over and over. And Jesus says, just be that way with each other. Forgive each other. Now, forgiving somebody something is a little tricky. You say, well, okay, I'll let it go. Okay, just let it go. But in the back of your mind, you're still kind of, well, yeah, but I still remember he did that, and I let it go. If you turn around then and say, hey, I forgave you, whoop, forgiveness as a weapon. We've already talked about that. We're not going to do that. But you're holding it against, you're holding this thing deep inside somewhere that, I forgave him, so he needs to behave. Forgiving means letting something go and not thinking about it anymore, not bringing it up again. It's gone. It's done. And that's very difficult for us because we don't like it when people treat us unfairly. We have a sense of justice, and if it's offended, then we get on our high horse, and we want to see things done. Sometimes I think people looking at social situations, political situations, social justice sorts of situations say, well, why can't they just let it go? Why can't they forgive us? Well, society doesn't have to forgive people the way that we have to forgive people. If I go out and murder somebody, society shouldn't forgive me. And society struggles to figure out what is a reasonable punishment for that crime. If I do something premeditated in cold blood, that's one crime. If I hit back when somebody hits me and they fall down and die, that's a different kind of crime. And if it's a complete accident, that's yet a third kind of crime. And the court's justice system takes all that into account, or tries to, so that we have different penalties for different sorts of crimes. And I don't think that it's society's place to simply say, oh, well, okay, you won't do that again. We'll let that go. Yet, for us as individuals, that's exactly what I think Jesus tells us to do, is to forgive and be forgiving, be merciful beyond any numbers or any counting or any reckoning. Don't worry about the accounting of it. Just forgive people. And if we could learn to do that, life would be great, wouldn't it? Okay, we'll see you tomorrow. We'll start the parable of the unforgiving servant.